I'm so desperate. If I did get this job, I mean, it'd be a dream come true for me.
It's like heaven. I mean, it's like a weight's lifted off her shoulders.
Yeah. I would like to do anything for Rover, any position.
In life, I've done so many things what I didn't like, and if I got this job, it'd be like I won the lottery.
It's a good company to be with. It's a job for life.
For years, British Leyland was a byword for industrial disputes and mass layoffs. But times have changed. Reborn as Rover 8 years ago, in its latest recruitment drive, the company took on 4,000 new workers, 1,200 of them at the once infamous Longbridge plant. The promise of a job for life, good pay, training and pension makes these among the most desirable jobs in the Midlands. 20,000 people applied to work on the shop floor.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for your interest in the Rover Group and thank you for coming along this morning. As you've been told, we have had thousands of application forms for these positions, so you really have done well to get this far. We say here everybody has 2 jobs to do. In this case, the first job will be actually fitting the components to the vehicles, and everybody's second job is trying to find ways in which they can improve the way in which their job is done to help us, to assist us in our goal for continuous improvement. So we're looking for team players and we're looking for commitment to help us continue to be the successful business that we are today.
Do you have or have you had prescribed industrial disease? Some skills that you use as well?
Can be diverse, it's general all-round basis.
Very daunting for an 18-year-old to take on a supervisory position. I mean, that's a very big
And it's excellent, isn't it?
This is actually finished at
We would have to advise you that it's likely to be 3-shift work.
Well, I expect it to be that as part of the job. The positions that we have vacancies for at the moment are production associates. We're all called associates, by the way, in the company. Lars is an associate, I'm an associate. But the roles that we've got at the moment are production associates, basically meaning track work too. The pay for that is £271 a week as a basic minimum rate. Now, if you work any shifts at all, we give you a shift allowance. But when you're working night shifts, 33% added to that wage. All that is a very, very sort of minimal description of the job. Is there anything you want to ask me about it?
I'm willing to work here 1 month without money just to show that I am, you know, capable of it. See, I don't mind going through training for 1 month, 2 months without even money.
I'm missing the comradeship that I had in the forces. I'm looking for like a big team again.
You did a National Diploma in Art and Design, you did A-level art and you've done a degree in art. Track work is a completely different style of work from that. Why should we offer you a position with sort of the background you have?
I was a sculptor. It was all very sort of movement-based, kinetic art, mechanised.
3 things I always look in a job when I'm applying for a job. First of all, a status. Working for Rover, I will get some sort of a status. Not just working for a product, we could practically go bust any time, which would be much more difficult for Rover to go.
Single? 1 child? Sorry. What sort of salary are you on? Wage are you on?
I usually take out about £85 a week.
Number 2 would be greater job security I will have here, as opposed to product just laying. We have in past, since I've been there, laid off many staff, and then towards Christmas we will take on and take off. And the third thing would be to have a greater expansion of promotion. There is a great opportunity there. So not just stuck into one job and just be there for 20 years. I think it would be a better career move.
A career move that will lead to a high-tech, high-pressure shop floor that starts with a team test, building a cardboard van.
Yeah, 15.
We will push you on 15 as well, with all this nitty-gritty cutting. I know.
So we're only going to have a total of 11.
These didn't cost us anything. No. So we'll have 180.
Well, now work as a production.
I knew that's going to be difficult. 15.
What are we going to do? We're going to have some one colour, some the other colour, or we should have all the same.
Every move is watched. Those who won't join in don't get in.
Use a ruler. Do you want me to do the ruling?
Yeah.
Because we just pass on amongst ourselves, so I just colour you one piece each.
Stop your build, please. Reject each band that does not have the bonnet tabs interlocked.
Rover's quality control is uncompromising.
This is too harsh. As you can see, we're doing really good.
Actually, that was what you did.
Colouring the whole band and the tyres counts as a reject.
You're doing well. Yes. Yeah, but that one only pays for our scissors. So it made no profit.
I think the main thing why they've got all these tests now is because we've got over 2.5 million unemployed. And the employers feel that they can manipulate and choose the cream and to go on until they found the top cream and only employ the cream.
It's all changed now, though. Now BMW is like the parent company. They ain't going to bring their methods in and their ways. Like years ago with Rover, or British Leyland as it was, they could sort of get a buzz outside, drag 40 people off and say, here's a job working on the track. The way unemployment is, and skill rate and everything else, they know that there ain't no way to do it. To build a car right, to have quality and quantity, they've got to have people with a little bit of engineering knowledge, general knowledge, but basically they'll do as I'm told as well.
It seems to be working well for Rover, though. I mean, they're a successful company, aren't they? So, you know, whatever methods I'm using just seem to be working well. So.
And like, even one of the people on there who I just did a test with said to me, if 70% of the workforce now had to take these tests, they wouldn't get the job again.
Number 33, trade.
Pass.
Aptitude.
Pass.
Team.
Pass.
Interview.
File.
Involvement.
Pass.
Okay, we've got one failure on the interview. Discuss that.
The interview was going quite well until we started digging a little bit deeper, and it was quite clear, and he wasn't ashamed to admit it, that his only reason for wanting a job is the money.
And he really doesn't want any sort of responsibility. He doesn't want any role in life where he has to constantly worry about, if he does go off sick, where's the money coming from? He wants to be able to plan his life, and we were very concerned about this attitude. Yeah. It was all about how can he plan his life and not have to worry. I mean, none of us want to worry about paying the bills, but we're all willing to give the commitments to get that reward, and there was just no evidence.
Okay, group decision.
Fail.
Trade tests.
Pass.
This way, ladies and gentlemen.
3 months on, and the lucky few who survived start a week's induction. It includes a guided tour.
Let's walk up the shop there, and we'll try and show you some of the processes that are actually going on, and what robots do and what human beings do. Okay. So you've got 23 robots down there actually finishing the body off. You see, there's no men down there whatsoever. No men or women for that matter. So you could get Wembley in here in about 5 times. That's how big it is. If you've done production work before, you're all right. But you get into a rhythm, like, you know, and you don't think about it after a bit, like, you know, it just comes naturally, like, you know.
Blindfold in the sleeve.
That's right, I've seen blokes pick their horses out on top of the bloody car and spot weld it, like, you know. They've done it that long and that often, they can do it in their sleep, like, you know, more or less.
I mean, I've been warned that it was big, but when you actually get in here and see it, you know, some of the jobs that are going on with the machinery, you stand there and think to yourself, it's so amazing how someone can actually get in there and learn about all of that and work to it, you know, and make it work again if it breaks down or whatever. It's amazing. It's huge. It's just too big to take in all at once. It's like, oh, it's unbelievable. It really is. Yeah, we're just looking forward to going and finding out where we're actually going to be working, because apparently we're working where they've all been painted and whatnot already. So
I'll take that one, thank you. Marvellous. It makes you look like you've been working Cadbury's, you know, all these sweets, so glossy, and glamorous, all these colours.
We finished the Rover 200, we finished the Rover 400 and the Metro and the Mini on a mixed line. So you've got 3 lines in here altogether. We'll go down the 400 to start with, and I know what you've just said. It's better in there than it is over the road. I know what you've just said. I'll ask you in 6 months.
The recruits head off to the classroom. Over on the 200 production line, it's the daily team briefing. In what was once a hotbed of activism, union membership is still popular, but militancy less so.
Now then, has anybody got names? Names for who wants to be a shop steward? We need the names. You serious, Steve? Right. Steve, do you want your name leaving on or taking off?
We need someone firm.
Right. Anybody else want to put the name down for being possibly being a shop steward? Anybody else? No? Right, that's it then. So we better go and get all the tools out and get on with it.
On behalf of all the trade unions within the Rover Group, welcome you, and it's pleasant to see that you're getting jobs, because for years we've been watching people going the other way, and that's always been a very sad feature of this place. But, you know, I have to say that where you're going, it's a new model. A lot of the people are finding it quite difficult, but 6 months down the road you'll all be doing it with your eyes shut. And probably thankful for that.
Rover's latest car, the 200, has 3 miles of brand new track. Half the workers are new, the others old hands from models being phased out. Engineering graduate Jeff Martin is the coordinator for this section of track.
We're still in a period of training at the moment. What we're doing is we've got a lot of new faces, labour that's been thrown up because they've down-speeded on tracks and what have you. So they've come over here, we're running at half speed whilst we train those up. Then sometime over the next couple of weeks we'll go back to full line speed again, which is when this moves twice as fast as what it is now and the pressure gets on everybody.
I was actually a team leader over there, so I was one of the unfortunate ones that actually had the job taken off them. As far as I'm concerned, it's just a case of starting again, really. It's down to the individual, I think.
The term Martini Associates is very important. Martini Associates, anywhere, anytime, any place. And that applies to me as well. And that, with a single status company, means that if it's snowing and traffic stops in the Midlands, as you know, because of the snow, it means as a company I can ask people who work in an office to go and work on the track, because they are in that same grading structure. In the old days, it would be demarcations.
You know, that's the way it goes. You know. It's a bit disheartening, but like I say, it's about picking up the pieces and getting on with it again.
When we say jobs for life for people, it's no good recruiting very over the top just to satisfy the needs for a short-term basis. So we'd only recruit on firm figures that we got on sales. So if the sales drop on a certain model, then I've still got you, haven't I? Yeah? It's a big commitment, jobs for life.
Which I don't think that's actually true anymore, is it? No. No one knows. The question was asked at a meeting, is it still a job for life? But we didn't really get a straight answer. They said BMW are looking into it. I mean, it doesn't mean a lot to us, does it? Who knows? But is anywhere a job for life?
Nowhere's got a job for life anymore. Not with the jobs market now. I think this is more permanent, more stable than anything I've done before.
They were all volunteers who came over off the R8. They were told what the score was, like the rules and regulations we've got over here: no smoking, no eating, no drinking up on the track. We will be doing job rotation. You know, it wasn't a take it or leave it option. We will be doing it. That's it. Do you want to go? And they've all turned around and said yes.
It's changed a hell of a lot, yeah. The worst thing is not being able to have a fag while I'm doing my job. There's teams of 3 or 4 people and they all muck in together. If, you know, anything goes wrong, everybody joins in, so...
Did you want to come over here?
Not really, no. I'd rather have stayed over on the HHR. But fortunately no choice. But it's a good move.
I started here in 1962 as a bright apprentice, and I was going to work in the tool room. I finished up working on production, and I progressed through the system, and now I work in personnel. There's nothing to stop any of you becoming the plant director. The only thing that'll stop you is yourselves if you don't want to.
Here we go.
we've got quite a highly motivated bunch of people. Because you've got a lot of new starters who's come in. They're earning more money from old jobs these two. I mean, we've got bus drivers, plumbers, people who used to lay tarmac and all sorts, so they're earning more money and not working physically as hard as what they used to, so they love it. They think it's great. I mean, we pay good money for what is basically hard work in terms of being able to keep your concentration up and boredom up. Keep fitting the same screws over and over again. It really does take it out of people.
That's why we're paid what we're paid, because like, no matter how quick or how slow you go, it's the same job every single time. As soon as you finish one job, you get out, there's another one there for you to do. I don't know how many cars are coming past every minute or so. I mean, it's for 10 hours a day, the cars are just going by and by and by. I just love to know who buys them all.
Come on! Silly game, football. I play rugby, so I don't know why they bother.
Rover Group make 500,000 vehicles a year, about 12% of the UK market. BMW talks of lessening volume production in order to go more upmarket, stressing quality and character above quantity. Rover employs 39,000 people and has 4 factories, the vestiges of the British Leyland Empire. At Longbridge, home of small and medium cars, this was the first major recruitment drive for 7 years. These are the last through the door for the moment.
Do you bodybuilding or something?
Yeah, I do a bit, yeah.
Now that's 132. Do you feel quite comfy with that?
Yeah,
We have to leave you some room, you see.
All right.
Yeah.
Do you like my trousers?
Any chance of having
turn-ups on them?
No, not turn-ups.
Turn-ups in a factory?
Why not? We want to look smart for Rover.
There's that many people who would like to work for Rover, or they've even got through to the interviews and they still ain't got the job. You know what I mean? So you feel a bit, yeah. So you got to make the best of it while you're there.
And we feel like we're here because they've seen in us something that they like,
exactly.
that nobody else has seen.
Privilege. It's
Yeah.
when they actually give you the figures.
It's brilliant.
That's the main thing.
Yeah. And we feel, well, this is the beginning, so it can only get better.
Right, 3 new members of the team tonight. We've got Wasim, Craig and Vicky. All new starters. So they're going to be working with us down here in lovely Sub-Cell B, so say hello to them all. Hello. Right, today, they did 165 cars onto the system today. The track speed is up to 32 an hour, but they had a lot of stoppages. So we'll be carrying on at 32 an hour. Build as many cars as we can. Right, any more questions?
Yeah, the grounds that they had gripes on, have they coming over onto our shift as well? You know, where the extra man had been put in and whatnot.
No, they hadn't worked. They were complaining about it last week, and today they decided to pull the fast one. It's an ongoing problem to do with a rather militant set of people who were on that particular shift, who were all together. So the lot who'd worked here for quite a while all turned around and said, we're not coming out the rest early after break, so they lost 30 minutes. It has been sorted upstairs and they've rearranged people around and got some extra help in.
The pressure's not just on the new recruits. Tonight, the line speed has doubled for the first time.
Last time you was here, we was only doing 16 an hour. We're doing 32 now, so it's doubled. So we're a bit more push now. We haven't got as much time to stand around.
It's all a matter of getting into the swing of it. You know, once you get into a natural rhythm, you're all right. You can keep going all night, basically. Not that we want to keep going all night, like, but...
This is Vicky. Vicky, this is Ken. Ken's going to be the man who's going to look after you and show you what to do for the next days while you're training. So what you do is do what Ken does. He'll show you what's what. He'll show you how to use the tools and that. Because Ken, he's never used the sort of tools we used before, like the power tools and that. So don't drop her in it straight away. All right. Wasim, follow and learn. Right. This is Paul. Paul will show you what you're doing, show him what's what, how it works, what he needs to look at on the cards and everything else, and take it from there. Okay. He's all yours.
If you just bear with me 2 minutes, I'll just finish this one, and then I'll be with you.
Thank you. Just give him a hand where you can, like if you see the bits and that where he's getting, you know, pick them up and that for him, so.
Not too old? Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, this boat first.
Oh my lord. Oh, this one I got a...
Put a figure. Toys. After you go, bam.
So it's just a case of 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. No, just put the rods now.
Craig is already one of the lads.
Put the nuts up. Just put the nuts up. Get the out again. The rubber's on the wrong way, I think. It's tight, you can't get the bugger in. Yeah, no to practice size 6 with my rubber. That's where your harness goes in there.
Latch it into there.
And you'll feel it click.
Okay.
Yeah.
We fit the brake pipe and then do the body harness. Hang on a minute, sir. Receiving, Scott.
Jeff has to juggle quality and quantity. It's his job to sort out the problem and get the line moving again.
Why is the track stopped? No.
I've got absolutely no idea at all. I don't really care. As long as it stays stopped, the longer the better.
Taking the mantra of continual improvement to heart, Waz wants to lend a hand further up the track.
Can't we give them a hand?
Nah. Your job's hard enough.
Doing your own
It is.
job.
Once you like build up the speed and everything like that.
This one don't line up, we got a problem. Listen to me. What is that, Steve?
Craig is adopting a laid-back approach. But Waz is almost going too fast for the line. Vicky is aching in parts that other jobs don't reach.
Tired? And I'm making parts where I don't normally use. Remembering and then eventually picking speed up on the work, actually, you know, getting the speed. Thank you.
Looking at this particular job and the procedure involved and the task involved here, I think anyway, the maximum probably allowed for a job, in my opinion, would be about a day.
5 weeks training.
Each job?
Total. One job.
It's like 3:30 now, and they've only been working at it since about 11 o'clock, so 4.5 hours is not usually enough to put them off just yet. First 10 years is the hardest. I've only been here 6 myself, so we'll see what happens.
In a 10-hour night shift, they get 5 breaks. A pretty good deal, according to Waz.
I think I could get used to this. I think you get more breaks at night, don't you? I feel the same.
Yeah, you won't be doing this. Once you've done the next few nights.
Because you only do 4 nights as well. Still got Friday night to yourself, Saturday night to yourself, still Sunday night to yourself. You know, 3 nights. I mean, which other work offers you 3 nights? I mean, if you're in the leisure industry, if you're in sort of retail industry, even if you're sort of police, doctor, nurses, anything like that, you still do weekends.
Craig reflects on the team spirit.
We're more newish, so we've got to try and prove a bit of something, I think. But I don't think you've got to prove that you're really good at your job. You've got to try and prove and earn a bit of respect that you can work with the others. They have to work so close together all the time. And then when you have your breaks, you still sit together. So, you know, it's a long time together and you have to gel together and work as one. Everybody's got to have their own character, but I think if you try and come on too strong, I think you'll come unstuck.
the overall opinion of most of the new starters is that the world's their oyster, which is, you know, it's good motivation for the company, so there's nothing wrong with it. And some of them will in years to come. Who knows? Who knows what's around the corner?
But the new starters think that they can just walk in and, you know, go into whatever they want to do straight away, but unfortunately it doesn't work like that. I don't know whether it's because I've worked here for a few years, but you have the keenness knocked out of you. You know, there is people with, 30 years plus service here. But, I don't think there is on this line. I think the maximum on this line is about 15 years.
Still quite a few.
It's a few years, yeah. Especially when you think what you've been doing for the past 15 years.
Waz is still working at breakneck speed. His trainer tells him to slow down. His view is there's no point rushing. You can join the line, but you can't beat it.
The only trouble with this job is how fast you go. You know what I mean? 'Cause, like, as soon as you've done one car, you stand back, there's another one there ready. So, you'll never beat this. I'll tell you what, you'll sleep today. You're going to come back tonight and do it all again.
These cars, bound for Japan and France, were built more cheaply than they could be in Germany, where workers cost more to employ, hours are shorter and holidays longer. But on Rover's shop floor, BMW's ownership is not at the front of people's minds, except in relation to their own job security. Next week, a group of young Brummies are bound for Bavaria for a spot of bonding in the land of the ultimate driving machine.